What's going on, family? How y'all doing? 2024 is here already. Isn't that crazy? And I don't know about you, but
What's going on, family?
a lot of
How
the
y'all doing?
folks.
2024 is
Oh man, let
here
me get my sound
already.
together.
In that,
All right, here we go. There we go. And one of the things I realized about the new year, everybody's talking about resolutions. Everybody's talking about goal setting. I want to recommend something to you all that is better than resolutions, and that's even better than traditional goal setting. So I want to help a lot of you get off to not only a great year, but a great life. I actually don't do resolutions. Um, I have a system that I think is better than resolutions. I have a strategy that I think is actually it literally can change your life in the first 90 days of the year. And this is no cap, this is no exaggeration, this is not hyperbole. I'm telling you, this is what the super great people do. This is what the wealthy do. This is what major influencers do. And they don't set goals for the new year every year. Okay. Most of us who do set goals for the year, we don't know what we're doing. Let's just be honest. I don't know about you, but I spent the majority of my life coming up to every new year trying to have a better year than last year. And that's what we all want to do. That's what you should be doing. But I want to specifically talk to the fellas here. Most of you set goals for money and you set goals for muscle. That's what my friend Kimon, I like the way he coined that. He said we set muscle goals and money goals. Basically, we want to get in shape, and we want to make more money. And typically, what the goal setting looks like is if we're really good at it, if we're better than most people, we'll sit down and we will write down on a piece of paper, or we'll write down in our journal, or we'll type in our computer, maybe a nice little spreadsheet, maybe just a little document, maybe in our notes on our computer. Goal 1, goal 2, goal 3, this is what I want to do, blah, 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 blah. But most of the research shows that doing that as an attempt to improve your life doesn't work, right? Most people out there are trying to set goals. Most people have goals. Most people have dreams. But the majority of people do not realize their goals or realize their dreams, mainly because they don't understand how to do it. They don't really know what they're doing. And the truth is I remember a few years ago, and I'm not talking about in the past. Like a lot of times people will get on here and they try to make it seem like they've been knowing what they're doing and they had this stuff figured out. I didn't have this stuff figured out until very recently, all right, on how to improve my life and not wait for a new year to come to help me to improve my life. Now, I want to pause and say this. I think the new year, any change of time is always a great way to improve your life. It's always a great time for introspection, reflection. It's always a great time for transition and change. We operate on seasons. We are seasonal people. God created the seasons. God created time. Time as we know it is man-made, but God created the changing of seasons and times so that change could take place. And there's nothing wrong with change. There's nothing wrong with planning. I'm for all of that. However, I don't need the 1st of January for the new year as a motivation or as a signal or a cue to help me to improve my life or to get better. That's what I had been doing in the past. And this is pretty much how my life went, just to break it down. My life basically went like I started off with a lot of motivation and a lot of determination beginning of the year to improve my life. And generally around about, if I was good at it, maybe the end of January, I start falling off a little bit. February, I'm really fighting hard, struggling. And then by the time I get to March, I'm utterly distracted. I've gone on to something else. Those goals are still in my mind, but honestly, I don't know if you can relate to that. But it's generally within the first quarter of the year, everything I set out to do in the beginning has pretty much fallen by the wayside. Then the summer comes, summer comes, and all goals and plans are out the window because you are pretty much fatigued from the first 6 months of the year. You're worn out. And with all that fatigue and worn out, you're ready to just relax. So you hit vacation. Come on, this is how it goes. Once you hit vacation, you eat whatever you want, you do whatever you want, you drink whatever you want, you go wherever you want. Your schedule is off. your calendar is off, and then what happens is you come back after that, you get back into the fall rhythm, and you're trying to get back into some semblance of a rhythm, but you kind of left all that stuff you started with in January pretty much in the first quarter of the year. And then comes Thanksgiving, and then comes Christmas, and you basically just limping to the finish line towards the end of the year. And then you start all over again. And many of us, depending on how old you are, you've been doing this every year of your life. That ain't the way to do it, y'all. That's not the way to do it at all. Honestly, I believe that you can, seriously, and what I'm about to tell you is it's not an exaggeration, because I was not doing this. And when I got the understanding and the information and the skills and the know-how, man, honestly, I started seeing improvement in my life within 90 days that I had never seen in a year. I'm literally telling you, in 12 weeks, you can literally take your life to a whole nother level. You can get more done in 12 weeks of the beginning of this year than you have done in your entire life if you embrace some of the principles that I want to share. So here's what I want to do, because I know it's the beginning of the year. I know everybody's thinking about it. Some of y'all have been wondering, Myron, when you going to talk about goals and resolutions and all that stuff? Well, I had to get nudged by a friend of mine, because I have been conspicuously saying nothing about preparing for the new year. I've been conspicuously saying nothing about, how to get ready for the new year. I don't do that, guys. I used to do it. It didn't work. And it doesn't work for most people. Go to the gym right now. Like every January 1st, and the gym is packed, and it was packed. I passed by Planet Fitness, which is right around the corner from my house, and it was jam-packed in there. I have no burden to go in there. As a matter of fact, let me let y'all in on the secret real quick. Like, I'm really not tripping at all about January, and there's no pressure on me to do anything significant. And that's because I have a system, and the system I have is literally the kind of system that puts your life on like an autopilot cruise control life of improvement. All right. Where you don't need the years to change to improve. So here's what I'm going to do tomorrow. What's today? Tuesday. So what I'm going to do tomorrow, because I got nudged. People say, what do you do? They want to know what I do. How do I plan? And I'm not saying this to be boastful, but I am a very, very, very accomplished person personally. And there are multiple areas of my life that every year I 10X and I improve. I'll give you a prime example. Last year, I wrote 3 books within 90 days. 3. I wrote 3 books in 90 days. And that's just a portion of the things I did. I also lost about 20 pounds. And it's because of this system that I have that I want to share with you, where you literally can dominate your life and not just these years. All right, so here's what we're going to do. Tomorrow night at 7 o'clock, I'm going to teach you the system on how to improve your life within the first 90 days of this year. And you can get more out of the first 90 days of this year than you've probably ever gotten in your life. For some people, right? But you'll definitely accomplish more than the first 90 days of this year than you accomplished last year. And if you want help with that, that's fine. Because a lot of times we know we should go to the gym. We got that part. But how do we plan for relationships? Like, if you were to ask me, like, what do I plan for? What do I set goals for? How do I go about accomplishing those goals? This is stuff that people don't like asking help for, because people assume you're supposed to know how to do this. And the truth is, you just don't know. You don't learn this stuff in college. They don't teach you this stuff at work. Man, this comes from wisdom from people who have learned how to master, get self-mastery, honestly. And it's more than just discipline. There is a pattern, there's a system, and I can help you to do it. And I'm going to do that tomorrow night, totally free, no strings attached. I just want to help some folks this year. So I'm going to do it tomorrow night at 7 o'clock, and I'm going to do it, which is Wednesday, and then I'll do it next week on Tuesday at 7 o'clock as well, so that we can start using the month of January to get ourselves together, so that by the time we get to March, man, we're going to be like, wow, I didn't realize I could have accomplished this much without falling off, man, in literally a quarter. All right. And I'm talking about in the areas of your life that matter the most. Like, this is not just about money and muscle. This is about literally your spiritual life. I call it the shift framework. That's why we kind of say tongue in cheek around this men's platform that we have. Get your shift together, right? So your spiritual life, your health, and the health is a holistic health. We talk about mental health, physical health, financial health, your integrity. This is the defiance of mediocrity in every area in your life. So this particularly is about personal development, setting specific goals. I'll show you how to do that. And then family is another area that I always have plans for, goals for. And then last but not least, tribe, community, because I believe you can't accomplish much of anything and stay with anything and be committed to anything unless you are attached to an accountability community. So the shift framework is what works for me. That spiritual life, health and wellness, integrity, family, and tribe. This is how I base my life. I base my life goals, plans, purpose. Everything is encompassed in the shift framework. And that's the starting point for the system I want to teach you on how to start a new year, how to change your life, literally through the decisions that you make and through the strategy I'm going to lay out. So I'm going to do that tomorrow night for free, 7 o'clock for 90 minutes for men only. All right. This is for men only for the brothers. I would especially want to help brothers because brothers, they want to get their bodies right. They want to get their money right. I want to help you to be the husband of the year this year. I want to help a brother to be the husband of the year this year, father of the year this year, cool, friend of the year this year, son of the year this year. I just don't want you to prosper in this area. I want you to prosper and be in health, even as your soul prospers. I want everything in your life to prosper. And the truth of the matter is, I want you to win in what matters the most. All right. And one of the reasons why many of you struggle in the financial areas of your life, which is everybody wants to win in that, and maybe the physical area of your life, I want to lose weight, I want to get ripped, blah, 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 is because you have not learned how to master and win in the other areas of life. Can't put the cart before the horse. So this is what you want to do. If you want to be a part of this, go to myronedmonds.com/2024. As a matter of fact, I'm going to put it in the chat right now. www.myronedmonds.com/2024, and just go there and get the Zoom link and register for the Zoom. It's literally that simple. I'm gonna put it in the chat again, www.myronedmonds.com/2024. For those of you who are just joining in, what am I doing? Tomorrow I want to show you how to plan a system of goal setting and goal getting that will literally change your life in the first 90 days of this year so that you won't have to set resolutions every year. Resolutions suck. Let's be honest. Most people plan resolutions. Most people fail at it. They say it's only 15 to 10% of people actually accomplish the things they set out to do at the beginning of the year. And the reason why is they don't understand what I want to share with you all tomorrow. And so I'm going to do it tomorrow. All right. Tomorrow, as a matter of fact, only tomorrow. We're just going to do it tomorrow. All I got time for is tomorrow. And that's going to be tomorrow at 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And go to the website, myronedmonds.com and /2024. All right. All right, y'all. That's all I wanted. I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful year. Peace.